As ever, of course, I'm always delighted by the comments which are made. I want to draw your attention to two which are grouped in the same place. This is with reference to my piece about asylum seekers' hotel scandal. And Andrew Francis says, how we treat our most vulnerable tells us all we need to know about ourselves. I entirely agree with you. And Steve C., who is always worth a comment, says, I agree. Our homeless, children living in poverty, families using food banks, and pensioners freezing in their homes. Exactly. And we should have no homeless now because the government has demonstrated during COVID that no homeless person needs to be homeless. They can all be accommodated. So why are we not accommodating the homeless? Why are we not finding ways to develop accommodation even on disused RAF sites to accommodate the homeless? If, as the judge pointed out, homelessness is an emergency. Therefore, we should be putting forward modular accommodation, porter cabins, for the homeless, should we not? That is our duty. We've shown that we can do it. If we're worried about COVID, we should be worried about people's livelihood, people's health. And, at Crisis at Christmas and various things like that, which I used to do things for years and years ago, we should we should take that as an example. If we can accommodate people over Christmas, we can accommodate them for the rest of the year. A homeless person isn't just for Christmas, after all. We need to consider the precedents, and we need to consider what we have done at a time of crisis and how we can surely do it again. And homelessness is a crisis that needs addressing. Children living in poverty. No child should be living in poverty, particularly not in a first world country like the UK. That is a disgrace. And we should have a welfare state that ensures that doesn't happen. So our welfare state isn't working properly. We need to make it work properly. Families using food banks, again, that shouldn't be necessary. But as it is necessary, as we are doing it, we need to be more supportive of food banks. And that means, I think, that we need to see more government ministers visiting food banks and supporting the incredibly valuable work that they do, that clearly the ministers are not doing because they're too busy sunning themselves on Crete rather than doing the job that is at hand. Pensioners freezing in their homes, well, again, that shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be picking up the pieces because of Liz Truss's attempt to play chicken with Sergei Lavrov. And again, I put the weight of this war starting on Liz Truss's capable shoulders. I think had we had a more valuable and more thoughtful and more able Foreign Secretary, not Mr. Raab, of course, instead of Liz Truss, we might have had something to write home about. We might have seen some sort of negotiation instead of a lot of posturing and slogan waving, flag waving. Oh, it's ridiculous. It makes me angry even to think of her sitting there, preening.